You're driving down a long, empty road in Asia, when suddenly, someone is standing in the middle of your path. You slam the brakes, bracing for impact, but you feel nothing. When you get out, everything seems normal, no impact, and no one around. Just the cold wind cutting through the darkness. The figure you thought you hit is gone. Later, you learn that the road you were driving on is haunted, cursed by restless spirits that wander after dark. And stories like this aren't rare, they're told on haunted roads all across Asia. Tonight, we're discovering 6 of the creepiest of them all. Welcome to the Glimpse. The haunted Karak Highway is one of Malaysia's most infamous roads. It's a 60-kilometer-long road, stretching from Kuala Lumpur to the town of Karak. Nestled among winding jungle-covered hills, this highway has long been the site of mysterious disappearances and unexplained accidents. Drivers here have reported seeing ghostly apparitions, flickering headlights of a car that doesn't exist, and even the dreaded Pontianak, an evil female spirit said to prey on travelers at night. Locals also speak of a haunted Volkswagen Beetle that appears out of nowhere, sometimes following unsuspecting drivers for miles. All of these things are reported frequently, so let's dive into some of the spookiest encounters. In 1989, a local was driving down the road, when suddenly, he encountered a yellow Volkswagen Beetle, moving extremely slow, and trying to block his lane, forcing him to overtake the car. A couple moments after he had passed the car, the yellow car reappeared in front of him again, once more trying to block his path. After overtaking the car for the second time, his heart sank, as the car reappeared in front of him another time. At first, he thought he must have been sleepy, imagining things, but it kept happening over and over. At some point, fearing his life, he decided to try to see who is the driver, and shockingly, there was nobody driving the car. He later found out that he wasn't the only one that encountered the yellow Volkswagen Beetle. Many people have reported the same experience, and some people even got into an accident after or during the encounter. The story spread so widely, that at some point, people who sighted the yellow car refused to overtake it at all, fearing the stories of fatal accidents or vehicles mysteriously breaking down after passing the haunted car. The yellow beetle isn't just a car, it's a relentless, malevolent presence, stalking the night travelers who dare to cross its path. 1 year later, in 1990, Karak Highway became the site of a tragedy that would haunt the road forever. Near the Henteng Sempa Tunnel, a massive crash between a passenger bus and a tanker lorry claimed 17 lives. Besides the bus and the lorry, 2 taxis, a police vehicle, and 6 other cars were hit. The crash left twisted metal and shattered lives behind, but some say the echoes of that night never left. Since the accident, drivers passing that stretch of road after dark have reported some extremely disturbing experiences. Some hear distant sirens wailing with no emergency in sight. Others have seen shadowy figures moving among the place of the crash, vanishing when approached. A sudden cold chill or a shiver down the spine seems to linger, as if the spirits of those lost are still trapped, wandering the highway. Karak Highway is not only dangerous in the physical sense, it carries an unsettling, restless presence, reminding travelers that some souls never truly leave. Stretching 19.4 kilometers, Tuen Mun Road connects the bustling urban areas of Tuen Mun to the quieter regions of Tuen Mun in the New Territories in Hong Kong. Opened in 1978, this winding expressway was constructed through challenging terrain, featuring sharp bends and steep inclines. Its design, while ambitious, has been a contributing factor to numerous accidents over the years. But it's not just the road's physical challenges that make it notorious. Many people have reported spectral figures appearing on the highway, causing drivers to swerve, resulting in accidents. Some recount seeing ghostly apparitions of crash victims wandering the road, while others have reported hearing unexplained sounds or feeling sudden chills. One woman reported the following story.
One evening in 1985, I was driving alone along Tuen Mun Road. The highway was eerily quiet, except for the hum of my tires on the asphalt. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a figure standing at the side of the road, a young woman. pale, with long dark hair, dressed in white. Thinking she needed help, I pulled over and offered her a ride. She climbed in silently, giving me a little nod. We drove for a few minutes in tense silence, with the shadows of the trees stretching across the interior of my car. Then, as I glanced over to speak to her, she was gone, completely vanished. No door opened, no sound, nothing. My heart raced, and the air inside the car felt icy. I had no choice but to keep driving. I was shaken, and the image of the woman was burned into my mind. Later, I heard stories from locals, travelers picking up a mysterious hitchhiker along Tuen Road who disappears mid-ride. That night, I realized I wasn't alone, but whatever I gave a lift to was certainly not alive.
And this woman's story is not unique. Many drivers have claimed nearly identical encounters: phantom passengers who vanish without a trace, shadowy pedestrians who dissolve under the glare of headlights, and even spectral buses that appear and disappear in the dead of night. These chilling tales have cemented Tuen Mun Road's reputation as one of the most haunted stretches of highway in all of Hong Kong. Mount Pleasant Road is often called one of Singapore's most haunted roads, a place where they say that the living brush shoulders with the dead. Mount Pleasant Road snakes through Singapore's Bukit Timah area, branching off from Thomson Road to Bukit Brown, the site of Singapore's largest Chinese cemetery. Opened during the colonial times, it cuts past the borders of a sprawling graveyard, where tombs from the 1800s still stand hidden in the foliage. Many locals say that the boundary between this road and resting souls is dangerously thin. Drivers who venture through at night sometimes smell frangipani drifting into their cars, an uncanny perfume that is said to be a sign of the presence of a Pontianak, the vengeful spirit of a woman who died in childbirth. One person wrote,
"It was 1987, and I was driving home late down Mount Pleasant Road after visiting a friend. The night air was still, and the only light came from my headlights. Suddenly, a sweet but odd scent of frangipani came through the car's air vents. It was so strong, it felt alive. I slowed down and tried to make sense of the smell, but within no time, all of a sudden, I saw her, hovering by the roadside, a woman draped in white with long and dark hair blurring her face. Just when I blinked, she was gone. No trace remained, but the perfume stayed lingering in the car long after I sped away."
Stories like this are far from rare. Over the years, countless drivers and late-night walkers have shared nearly identical encounters: phantom figures on the side of the road, the overpowering perfume of frangipani, and unsettling noises coming out of bushes. Some describe the sound of footsteps on the asphalt when no one is there. Others recall the faint cry of a woman echoing through the trees, only for the night to fall completely silent the moment they stop to listen. At night, the shadows of overgrown tombstones and leaning trees form eerie silhouettes, an unnerving reminder of the history that clings to this stretch of asphalt. It's no wonder that Mount Pleasant Road has become synonymous with Pontianak sightings, cementing its reputation as one of Singapore's most haunted roads, and a place many locals refuse to drive after dark.
Every story I've told you so far has something in common. People swear that these encounters are real. And just think about it. People were not like actively looking for ghosts. They were just trying to get home. What do you think about it?
NH33 is one of India's most feared highways. It is so infamous that it has earned the title of the Death Highway. Stretching across Jharkhand, it connects the cities of Ranchi and Jamshedpur, cutting through dense forests and desolate stretches of land. The road itself is notorious for fatal accidents, and also violent robberies, but many locals believe something far darker is at work here.
NH33.
Travelers often report seeing dark figures lingering on the roadside at night, or strange orbs of light floating in the darkness. Some drivers say they've felt an unseen force pulling at their steering wheel, steering their vehicle towards danger. Others describe hearing voices calling from the trees, only to find the road empty when they stop. One chilling belief is that the highway is haunted by the restless spirits of those who have died here, by accident, or maybe violently. People say that anyone traveling without first offering a prayer at a roadside temple, risks falling victim to these spirits, either through a sudden accident, or a car mysteriously breaking down in the middle of nowhere. But while many tales circulate, some encounters stand out, stories that give NH33 its sinister reputation as India's death highway. In 1998, a group of friends was driving late at night along the Ranchi-Jamshedpur stretch of NH33. As they wound through a lonely section, they noticed strange blue-white orbs of light floating just above the tree line. At first they thought it might be headlights from another vehicle, but the lights moved across the sky in impossible patterns, zigzagging, then vanishing, for then only to reappear closer to the road. Suddenly, one of the glowing orbs dropped onto the asphalt ahead of them, forcing the driver to slam the brakes. The light hovered for a moment, pulsing like it was alive, then split into two smaller orbs that shot off into the trees. When the group finally reached Jamshedpur, they told locals what they had seen. The villagers had heard of these lights before. They said that they were the restless spirits of accident victims, and others warned they were omens. When the lights appear, tragedy soon follows on that road. Whether it's ghostly lights, phantom figures, or unseen hands on the wheel, one thing is certain, NH33 has claimed far too many lives. And with every new accident, locals believe the road gains another restless spirit, forever adding to its haunted legacy. Dokkaebi Road, also called Mysterious Road, is one of South Korea's most unusual haunted roads. Located on Jeju Island, it stretches from Iwalyup to Halimyup, winding through quiet countryside and rolling hills. It's famous for an optical illusion: cars left in neutral appear to roll uphill, defying gravity itself.
Wait. Cars in the neutral is going up the hill instead of going down. By itself, it's going up the hill. It's pulling up the car to uphill. Cool. That is the mysterious road.
Locals say this strange effect isn't just a trick of the eye, it's the work of mischievous Dokkaebi, goblin-like spirits from Korean folklore. Visitors and drivers have long reported eerie encounters along this road. One taxi driver in 2003 shared a chilling story. Driving at night, he noticed a lone figure standing at the roadside. Curious, he slowed down, but the figure suddenly stepped into his path. Startled, he swerved, and when he glanced in the rearview mirror, the figure had vanished entirely. Soon after, his car's electrical system started failing, and a frigid cold filled the cabin. He later discovered that others had experienced similar incidents, leading many to believe the road is haunted. While scientists explain the uphill illusion as a quirk of the terrain and horizon lines, locals insist there's more at work here. Some say the spirits of ancient Jeju residents, the Dokkaebi, play tricks on travelers who dare to drive the road at night. Others believe the road's unique geography creates a kind of paranormal vortex, amplifying supernatural activity. For thrill seekers, Dokkaebi Road is a popular destination. By day, it's a tourist curiosity. By night, it becomes a spine-chilling stretch where the boundary between the natural and the supernatural feels perilously thin. Travelers approach with caution, respecting the legends of the goblins and the strange phenomena that continue to mystify visitors. Our final stop takes us to the Philippines, to a road that is perhaps the most famous haunted street in the entire country, Balete Drive. This narrow, tree-lined avenue runs through Quezon City, stretching from East Rodriguez Avenue to P. Tuazon Boulevard. Its name comes from the towering Balete trees whose twisted branches hang low over the road, casting eerie shadows after dark. For decades, Balete Drive has been synonymous with the tale of the White Lady, a ghostly woman said to appear along the roadside late at night. She is described as wearing a long, flowing white dress, with her face obscured by long black hair, similar to a Pontianak, but this ghost is specifically associated with Balete Drive. Countless drivers and taxi drivers claim to have seen her, either standing beneath the Balete trees or more chillingly, sitting quietly in the back seat of their cars, vanishing without a sound. One Reddit user wrote the following.
I'm a cab driver in Quezon City, and I'd heard the stories about Balete Drive. Drivers warned to avoid it at night. At first, I didn't take it seriously until my first ride through the road one Sunday around 11 p.m. The moment we entered, a frigid cold filled the cab and a feeling of being watched crept over me. Then I saw her, a woman with pale skin, wet tangled hair, and a crooked posture. My passenger froze too. I floored it, and as we left the road, the terror lingered. My passenger whispered shaken, "Did you see that?" After that experience, I avoided Balete Drive as much as possible. But a few weeks later, another passenger insisted we take it, and this trip there would traumatize me for the rest of my life. This time, I drove slowly, and the cold returned immediately. Then she appeared again, closer, more terrifying. And as we passed, she began running after the car, screaming, clawing at the roof, and banging on the back window. I floored it, my heart was racing, and finally the road ended. We were safe, but the horror stayed with me forever.
Across Asia, haunted roads are more than just dark stretches of asphalt, they are gateways to the unknown. On these paths, ordinary travelers have seen the impossible, restless spirits, eerie lights, and presences that send shivers down the spine. Each story, and each encounter, hints at the invisible world just beyond our sight, where the dead linger, and where the living are never truly alone. To drive these roads is to step into a shadowed realm where caution and superstition meet reality, and where the echoes of the past can still reach out, waiting for anyone brave, or unlucky enough to pass through.
If you have experienced something like this, I would love to hear your story. For now, I want to thank the members, subscribers, and the viewers of this channel. Also, if you want to help the channel, it doesn't take a lot. Just drop a comment or a like. Positive engagement can really help to trigger the algorithm. See you next time.